first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Hey, howdy, hey, people of the internet, Wolfman47- here. Now, I should address the elephant in the room. I'm not wearing a shirt, and there's good reason. That's because the day I'm recording this, which is, hold on, the 6th of June, no, not 6th, the 10th of June, it's quite hot. So, I have been outside, and I'm just now cooling down. So that's why I'm not wearing a shirt. But don't worry, I'm not going to reveal too much, so relax. So today I'm going to talk about what it means when something says it's gaining a cult following. But before we do that, I've got some things that I bought that I'd like to show you first of all. So you may remember from my last vlog, I bought a few Disney Lego figures that celebrate the 100th anniversary of Disney. And I bought a couple more. One of them is a duplicate, which was Mulan, but one that I don't have yet is this guy, Robin Hood. So that was from the classic animated film of the same name that was released soon after Walt Disney passed away, I believe. And Disney's take on it was anthropomorphic animals, doing what they do. Just to be telling of Robin Hood. And if they go ahead with that remake with it, I don't know how that's going to play out. That'll be interesting. So, yeah. I also bought a couple of Lego Super Mario buildable stuff as well. So here's the first one, Birdo. And the second one is Green Toad. Oh, it's just fallen off. Anyway, right, here you go. Green Toad. So yeah, that's those. Those of you wondering about the Super Mario thing, it's not exactly like a theme as in you get little minifigures and buildable things, whatever. It is a buildable thing, but it is sort of like Lego just sort of trying to make out that you can create your own levels and so forth with the set. So that's why they appear as they are. And I also bought some Blu-rays as well. Well, Blu-rays and one DVD. So first up, Lawrence of Arabia. A friend of mine recommended this to me. I've heard it's really good, so hoping to check that out at some point. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. For people's reassurance, this is in fact the Ultimate Edition, just with a cover. I have seen this, and I didn't like the original cut of it very much, but when the Ultimate Edition came out, I felt that was a much better take on the story or the film or whatever. Still not good, but better to some extent. Okay, and speaking of better films, Zack Snyder's Justice League, which while over 4 hours long, is a much better take on the Joss Whedon Justice League, or Justice League as I like to call it. Particularly around just stuff making more sense and Cyborg getting more fleshed out and everything. So yeah, there's that. The Bad Guys, one of the few films DreamWorks have done that have used what I like to call stylized animation. So this is the same animation that the Spider-Verse films have used. Also Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It was also used for a bit in the Disney film Strange World, but not too much. And I'm probably missing some others, but yeah, those were like the good films. And I love that the animation's still being used now, because I hear the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film is going to get that as well. So yay! And finally, Wonder Woman 1984. Now, of the two Wonder Woman films, that one was okay, not brilliant, but okay. And had they not interfered too much with that film, maybe it could have been better. I mean, it's still got the same director, Patty Jenkins, the same cast, Gal Gadot and all that. But yeah, it is what it is. Right, so on to today's topic. So, a cult following, that usually means that a film, video game, TV show, or TV episode, or whatever, initially released or broadcast just didn't start out too well. Like it had very bad reviews, didn't do well at the box office, or didn't have good ratings. Not many people saw it and all that. But then in later life, when it's like released on DVD, Blu-ray, digital, and all that other stuff, it then sort of gets a following, which is usually where a cult following comes in. So it's pretty straightforward what it means. It's usually when fans really love the film so much, and that really love the film or thing so much, and they desperately want there to be a continuation, but because of how things are with Hollywood and gaming and all that, they just can't get what they want. People just say that they want these things, but then sometimes we don't get these things. I mean, I mentioned Justice League earlier. We did actually get that's a cult following film, the Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that's the thing we all wanted, and Warner Brothers eventually conceded when they wanted people to use their streaming service. So that was like an advertisement for a streaming service, just having that. Yeah. Then the most famous one, of course, is Rocky Horror Picture Show. I talked about this in the last vlog, and that became successful when it was doing its midnight screenings back in the day. So there's that one. Another film I think also gets a cult following is Fight Club. You all know what that film. Most of you know what that film is. It's that film with Ed Norton and Brad Pitt, with Brad Pitt being like in Ed Norton's character's mind, and yeah, it just goes crazy from there. Another one, Big Lebowski, the one with John Goodman and Jeff Bridges, I think his name is. Yeah. Bowling. Yeah. Dredd. Well, it's a Judge Dredd film, a film that people didn't think would do well, but ended up having a cult following. And yes, it didn't do well in the end, and there had been plans for it to be a saga of films and so forth, but with people just hating the Sylvester Stallone film so much, it's kind of no surprise that it just didn't do too well. But, it got a cult following, so yeah, there was that. And in the video game front, Batman Arkham Origins is one. That came out quite some time ago, and it was originally released to sort of help people still be invested in the Arkham series of games while Rocksteady were working on Arkham Knight. And it's a good game, no denying that. It has a lot of has a lot of few good moments, including that famous boss battle with Deathstroke. And it's gained more recognition these days because although it was seen as a sort of game that felt like the odd one out in the series, because it wasn't really an innovative game, it was just almost a copy and paste of Arkham City with the gameplay and so forth, but with an expanded map and other bits. And people like it more now than they did back in the day. And to be fair, it's better than the first time I played it, for sure. A lot of characters in there that do end up going into Arkham Knight. Some do get missed out or just forgotten about completely, which is a shame. But yeah, it is a good game. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of. Video games, TV shows, films, and all that. You can't please everybody. Then not all of them are going to do well, but you do get lots of people that really enjoy the stuff that they enjoy, and people that just don't get it. It's just the way it is. And when a thing gets cult following, don't feel worried when you hear the word cult. Yes, it does usually refer to a group of people that are doing really bad things, but when something gains a cult following, it's usually a good thing. It means that that people love the thing that's been released, something that an artist makes or a filmmaker or developer has made. It just didn't do too well when it first came out, but then got better reviews and so forth later down the line. Like some of the classic films you got from during the World War eras of Hollywood and so forth, they didn't do well back then. Like Dumbo didn't do well, but later on in life, they get more recognition thanks to the new generation of critics and audiences and so forth. So yeah, that's what a cult following means. It's just a fandom that loves something that just didn't do too well, and you wished it did do well. And yes, and yeah, sometimes we do get what we're asking, because we did get Zack Snyder's Justice League initially. We did get an extended cut of Batman v Superman, and I'm trying to think of another one, and I just can't think of any others. But yeah, that is what it is. And you know, Rocky Horror is still going. The show's still going. The film's still being shown at midnight screenings. So yeah, that's not going to change. As long as something's got a cult following and its fans, there's no way any of us will ever forget what came out of it. I can't think of anything else to say. So yeah, that's it. And those of you wondering, no, I'm not going to do during the summer, I'm not going to do every vlog without a top on. It's just today is a bit hot for me. So yeah, do not worry about that. But if I do ever do any more vlogs where I don't have a top on, it will always be like this. You only see this half, not down below. So don't worry. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to leave a comment to say what you think about cult following stuff, and if you have a favourite film that's going to cult following or video game or whatever, leave in the comments below. And if you like what you see here, please subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. And cool down if you're feeling too hot. There are ways to cool down, not just drinking lots of sugary drinks or whatever. Bye.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?